All right, let's just jump right in. Have you ever been on the phone and felt, well, completely outmaneuvered by a salesperson? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the exact scripts and the psychological tricks they use to get you to say yes, even when every part of you wants to say no.
So here's the deal. We've gotten our hands on a master salesperson's secret script. And I'm not talking about some general tips. This is the real playbook, the word-for-word system perfected over years. And we're going to break it down together, line by line, so you can see exactly how this sausage is made. I mean, think about it. This is the fundamental problem, right? How on earth do you sell something to someone who doesn't want to talk to you in the first place? You're an interruption. You're an unwanted call. The entire script we're about to look at is engineered to solve that one single problem.
And here is the absolute best part, the real kicker. The number one rule of using this whole super detailed word-for-word script, you guessed it, never sound scripted. The irony is just beautiful. It's all about making a performance feel completely natural.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. How does it all begin? Well, the first 25 seconds of a cold call are everything. This isn't a friendly chat, it's a surgical strike. It's designed to get past your natural defenses before you've even had a chance to put them up. So let's look at these opening lines, because every single word is chosen for a reason. Is this the owner? That's not just a question, right? It's what they call a pattern interrupt. It breaks the normal, hello, who is this, script in your head. Then, I'll be very brief, immediately lowers your guard. And saying you may qualify feels exclusive, like you might get access to something special. And then you get this gem. This is the low commitment close. They're not asking to sell you something, they're just asking for 30 seconds. And that little phrase, fair enough, it is so clever. Because who's going to say no to that? It makes you feel unreasonable if you do. Okay, so you've said yes to those 30 seconds. Boom. The whole dynamic just shifted. Now it's all about them taking control, setting what they call the frame for the rest of the conversation. The goal is to go from being an annoying interruption to the person leading the dance.
And this isn't just random. It's a full-on, timed-to-the-second roadmap. Look at this flow. You go from that first pattern interrupt to a quick qualification to a soft pitch, and then, get this, closing for documents, all in under 5 minutes. It is an absolute machine.
But, the words are only half the battle. To actually pull this off, the salesperson has to follow these, let's call them pro-delivery rules. And look at the common thread here. Never argue, never chase, always control the pace. The whole point is to make you justify yourself to them. It totally flips the power dynamic on its head. It gets even more granular than that. They've even calculated the perfect speed to talk, right around 160 words per minute. The source calls this a professional Wall Street consultant vibe. You sound smart and busy, but you're not talking so fast that you come off like a desperate, pushy salesman. All right, now we're getting to the real heart of the playbook, the part that separates the pros from the amateurs. What happens when you say no? Well, for every common objection, there's a pre-scripted, battle-tested rebuttal designed to reframe your no instead of fighting it.
So here's objection number one, the big one. Not interested. It's that automatic knee-jerk response we all have, right? It's our go-to shield to end a conversation. And you better believe the salesperson is 100% ready for it. And boom, here comes the counter. It starts with agreement, totally understand, which immediately disarms you. Then they hit you with social proof. Most of my clients said the same thing. And finally, the brilliant reframe. It's not about buying a product, it's about increasing your cash flow. And they end with another easy question to get a yes.
Ah yes, the classic stall tactic. I'm busy, call me next week. We've all used it. It feels like a polite way to get off the phone. But to a master closer? Nope. That's just another cue line from their script. See, they don't just let you get away with a vague call me later. The script immediately forces you to get specific. Is it bad timing, or are you just busy right now? If you say you're busy, they say, no problem, this will take less than 2 minutes. If you say it's bad timing, they dig deeper. There's really no escape hatch. So let's say they've navigated past your not interested and your call me later. Now you hit them with the big one. The price is too high. And of course, there's a specific play for that too.
And this reframe is just chef's kiss. You're not buying money, you're buying speed and opportunity. See what they did there? They completely shifted the conversation away from cost and onto return on investment.
It stops being an expense and starts being an opportunity to make even more money. Suddenly, the price doesn't seem so important anymore. Okay, so all the objections have been handled, you're kind of on the ropes. Now it's time for the final move, the close. And here's the key. They don't ask for the sale, they assume it. This is an incredibly powerful psychological move. So what does that even mean, an assumptive close? It's pretty simple, actually. The salesperson just starts acting like you've already said yes and are moving forward. It creates this subtle social pressure, making it kind of awkward for you to stop the momentum and say, wait, hold on. And here's exactly what it sounds like. They don't say, so would you like to move forward? No way. They say, all right, John, here's what we'll do. And the question isn't if you want to proceed, it's what email should they use. It's a tiny change in language with a massive psychological impact. But hey, it's not just about phone calls anymore, right? The game has gone digital. And these same psychological tactics, you better believe they've been perfectly adapted for follow-up text messages to keep the pressure on. It's the same playbook, just shrunk down for a text message. You've got your pattern interrupts, you've got scarcity tactics like finalizing files before the weekend, and that little reply stop, yeah, that's not just them being polite, it's actually a clever compliance trick. So we've walked through the whole thing, from the first hello to the follow-up text, and it kind of leaves you with this one big question, doesn't it? Now that you know the playbook, now that you can see the moves coming, who really has the control in that conversation? That's something to think about next time your phone rings.